Dr. Bill and Nardole arrive on Mars to discover that Earth has invaded and the Doctor must choose a side.
I'm your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is...
Martha Southgate.
And...
Rob Southgate.
What did you guys think of this one?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a little...
I actually loved it.
Okay.
I thought certain bits were a little hard to get, but I liked that we had classic people showing up.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. It was kind of a monster of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought the writing was really great, and I love the idea that it was playing with the Princess of Mars idea. They all of a sudden end up on Mars, you know?
Yeah,
and there's a whole world playing out there.
I didn't love it. I thought it was well done. I mean, it's not anything. It's just that particular story didn't really appeal to me the same. And I have loved the past few episodes so much that I was like, maybe my expectations were a little high.
Agreed.
But I just kind of was watching it going, I don't know if it's that I'm not a fan of the Victorian time period, you know, like...
Yeah, see, I liked
all
know. Of that.
I know, but that's your guy. Maybe it was meant more for... What do you think?
I really enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite, though, and I didn't think it was as good as the last few episodes, because those were just absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's funny, because I sat here the whole time watching it going, oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite episodes. Now, I do think that part of it also is that it was playing with kind of that classic sci-fi stuff. It felt
comic booky or something, but like really old school.
Like old Doctor Who is what it felt like to me.
And see, I never watched
when I was younger.
And I didn't.
Yeah.
So it could be just that didn't connect with me the same way, but I can understand the nostalgia factor.
Right.
That's why it was such a big deal, because they kept bringing back the characters like the Alpha Centauri.
Yeah.
And the Ice Warriors.
Yeah.
And you spotted that.
I was like, I know that thing.
They showed it, and then you went and got your book.
Yeah, and then the Alpha Centauri, that was actually you. You're like, wait, you need to research that, because that seems like it's important.
You want to hear something weird? As we were watching that, I was having this weird flashback. I had a toy when I was younger, when I was a kid. It was like a little figure, but he wasn't like a Star Wars figure. He didn't articulate, he didn't move.
Yeah.
It was like a little, almost like the lead soldiers used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it looked just like one of these. I wonder if I had
some
weird old Doctor Who toy.
Yeah.
Because I did have...
That's where I recognized it.
It could have. I used to have a couple of Cybermen when I was a real little kid, way before I watched Doctor Who. Where I got them, who knows? They were probably robots in some hobby store that I was like, oh, I want these robots. But I used to play with these Cybermen all the time, and I swear this creature, as soon as I saw him, I was having this weird flashback. And then as it went on, I kept going like, yeah, I remember even like the glasses and everything, like something about it. They look like a knight in reptilian armor is kind of what it reminded me of. So that was kind of cool.
I remember that.
So I think another reason you might not be connecting is it was slightly jarring after the last couple of episodes where we were getting kind of the mythology of the season.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that until the very end when Missy showed up. It seemed like that was tacked onto this, even though it wasn't. The TARDIS taking Nardole there, he grabs Missy, but that was all secondary. It was like,
and that was actually my favorite part,
right? And I think that's why you're reacting this way, because the last couple, especially, were building into whatever the big story of the season is, and this was a side story.
Mm-hmm.
I think we needed Nardole there too. Like, I thought it was interesting how he was in another area, but I think he would have kind of rounded them out, and it would have added a different dynamic to it.
Yeah, but once again, for me, it didn't need him because it was kind of like the classic Doctor with his companion.
Mm-hmm.
It really was ringing that. It reminded me of like Tom Baker era, who it just there was something about it that was triggering that. And I think that's why I'm reacting the way I am. But I think I understand. I think it's because it was a side story.
Yeah.
But it was so cool when they see the God Save the Queen.
That was funny.
Then later you figure out that it's all the guys lined up to say God Save the Queen.
I loved the effect when she would shoot the soldiers.
Oh my gosh!
And they would turn into like balls. They look
that.
like those Pokeball thing, like when the
yes,
the
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I was thinking of Mad Balls from the 80s.
Yeah, but like when you push the button and then they on the game.
Pokemon, yeah, you push the button on the Pokemon and they open up.
And they open up.
But it just kind of reminded me of that for some reason.
You're
I mean,
right.
it didn't really look like them, but that's what it reminded me of.
And it was the red and white and black,
yeah,
too.
for me it was reminding me of Mad Balls, and I was just like, this is
I get that.
It was so awesome when they first did it. When she did the thing and the guy just turned into that ball, I was like, this is fantastic.
That was really cool.
Yeah. My favorite line in it was when one of them was when the doctor's like, you guys aren't welcome here. And the one goes, not welcome here, we're English.
We're
British. And then just leaves. And, like, he doesn't follow it up, like, we're British. We get, like, he doesn't say, like, anything else. He just says, not welcome here, we're British, and walks away.
Well, no, he said something.
Yeah, he said something there, but it was really funny when he said the thing about being British. And actually, that was the other thing I thought was interesting was the fact that they were Victorian. Bill made that comment about, like, you have that Victorian thinking because, of course, you're Victorian.
Yeah.
But the dynamic of that, like, the fact that they set up a table with chairs to have their tea.
They had all the
brought
plates.
that with them. They're sitting there talking about being low on resources, yet they have this spread, and you're going, these guys, they're not in the modern era.
They had, like, beautiful pastries. And
they're not in the modern era.
But they were stones that spelled God Saves the Queen.
Yeah, they were stones.
Oh.
They were people.
They were the red stones.
Oh, is that what you were saying? Is it was the men were lined up?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that would have been really bright color. Like, you would have seen.
It would have been so morbid, like they see it all these years later.
Now we see how her brain works.
A bunch of corpses.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm like, wouldn't they, like, be on the ground, like, not standing up?
When they went, okay, so they basically enslave Friday, right?
Yeah.
And
I felt bad for him.
But he said, though, he was doing it.
He was doing it as a tactical decision.
Mm-hmm.
But when that was going on, I was thinking, before any of this was happening, I thought, he can't be the only one. This can't be a Lost in Space situation with one robot, you know?
Yeah.
Even though he's not a robot, I get that.
He's an alien in reptilian armor.
Right. But I kept thinking, there's got to be more. And then when the doctor said, why do you think he's here? It's like, oh my gosh, what is this going to be? When they opened that sarcophagus, or when they opened the area where the sarcophagus was, and we saw, I thought, this thing is going to come alive, which we saw. It was just like covered in like a gold leaf. When it came alive, holy cow. I thought the Empress was a very cool villain.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved her.
Once again, she also was super intelligent and stuck to what she knew. It wasn't like, with the Cybermen, they're controlled. They don't think for themselves. This woman was in charge of this army. She was here like, this is what we are, and this is what we are doing. The doctor didn't outsmart her. The doctor figured out how to work with her, which was, to me, one of the strengths of the series. Like, he's not just, I'm going to wipe you out. I thought it was really interesting to watch him.
And he gave them a new home. They became allies.
Yes. Well, and then when he put them in touch, it reminded me of Star Trek when the Vulcans come to Earth and the Vulcans first are like, welcome to the universe. Mm-hmm. Like, you have achieved, because for Star Trek, they had to get off planet. They had to have a hyperdrive, I think it was. Once they're off planet with that, now the Galactic Federation wants them to be part of it. Like, you have evolved to that point.
They needed to get off of Mars.
And here, Alpha Centauri is like, you're here. Welcome. And that's why it was so cool. And he's like, I think we're entering a golden age of Martian. Now, here's the other thing, though. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that will come back at some point, because he has now reinvigorated a species.
Right.
Yeah. Because what if it comes back to bite him?
And do they have to stay? It could. And do they have to stay on Mars? They don't have to stay on Mars.
No, Dad, they said the living conditions were too hard for them on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but they could, now that they have all these other aliens working with them, they could terraform it, they could change the landscape of Mars, or it could be what we saw was, the relic, and all those creatures are now, the Ice Warriors are off of Mars. They're somewhere else doing their thing. That's a really cool concept.
Great.
Yeah, I thought they were really great bad guys because like you said, they were very intelligent. And
were they bad guys? They
weren't. No, they were just
doing what they
great
thought was
characters,
right.
and it was more the Englishmen were more bad guys in it. Certain ones.
The one guy, yeah.
But the doctor said they can kill off an entire species and then cry about a flower dying in the same breath.
Yeah.
So they could go either way. And he said you never know what you're going to get with them.
Right.
And so they're not necessarily good guys.
No, I'm not thinking they're good guys.
They aren't necessarily
but
bad
they're also,
guys.
it's just like, once again, back to Star Trek.
Just like humans.
Or the Klingons, where in the original series, the Klingons are just bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
As the series went on, you get into Next Generation, you're like, wait a minute. This is what their species believes and how they live their lives.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not just out there destroying things, who are we to say they're good guys or bad guys? Because the worst of them was the Earthling.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The one guy was a thief.
Catch
He was
love.
just trying to steal. And he got his comeuppance. But
Right.
the other guy...
Catch love.
Yeah. The other guy was
He
going
was
to kill...
really horrid.
Yeah. He was killing all of his men.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
He was ready to kill all of them, and it was all about him. He was awful.
And he showed that the one man was a traitor and a coward.
Right. And that's the other thing. The other Englishmen were not the bad guys.
No.
Yeah.
But from the perspective of the Ice Warriors, sure, they would be.
And from the perspective of the Englishmen, the Ice Warriors were the bad ones.
Right. Right. Which is what makes it a real classic Who story, where the Doctor is in between. And rather than solving it with violence, he's solving the problem. That's why he has such trouble with Daleks in that, because they solve everything with violence.
And
he's got to okay, I'm going to stand up to you and fight you.
Mm-hmm.
But with guys like this, it's not up to him to destroy life. That's not what he's about. He's a doctor.
Right.
yeah.
So that's once again why I really enjoyed it, but I totally understand why it didn't connect for you two. And I think that
I thought it was good. I just didn't, it wasn't
connecting
I thought it
the
was
same
really
way.
I was
good.
just she loved it. Why are you saying it didn't connect with her?
It wasn't my favorite because the others were just so just incredible in mythology, and that's my favorite part.
Right.
But for Monster of the Week, and also coming down from that, I thought it was a really fun, really good story.
So I think we're getting close. Well, I know we are, because this was episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We have, I believe, 3 more.
Yes,
And
3.
then the Christmas one. Is that right?
Or
are there just
I
3
believe
more? Is
so.
the Christmas one the third one?
I don't know.
I think the Christmas one would be the third one.
Okay. So
Because the new Doctor's starting next week.
we will, in
Not
in real time, yes.
next week when we're recording this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking for what we have left of the season. We know what's coming at the end, but we don't know, are the next 3 going to involve the mythology? Are we going to have just a lot of mythology in the last one, and then the next 2 are kind of Monster of the Week or leading there? What are we going to get? My guess is we're going to get kind of a 2-parter for these next 2 that are going to wrap up the mythology part of it, and then the Christmas one will be a big blowout that ends the Doctor's time.
I'm not ready.
It's coming.
Yeah, we don't talk about that yet, though.
As excited as I am for Jodie,
Yeah.
I am
know
so
I've already
devastated
been
to say
missing Peter.
goodbye to Peter, because I have absolutely
He's just so
loved
incredible.
his run.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite Peter moment of this episode.
Yes.
So Bill the whole time was talking oh, it's like The Thing. That's a movie.
Oh my
You
gosh.
would like it.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god,
then
yes!
the doctor goes, he's like, you'll be trapped in an eternal winter. Like Frozen, the movie.
Oh
See,
my
that
gosh, so
was a reference.
I love the thought of Bill and the Doctor and Nardole sitting and watching Frozen together.
Oh my gosh.
I want somebody to write fanfic about that.
And
There
he
probably
was-
are 10,000 already. But
was
oh my
so
gosh,
proud of himself
that
when he
is
said
so
it too.
cute.
He's like, It's like Frozen.
Because she kept talking about movies the whole time. She's like, it's like The Thing. And then she's like, oh, you'd really like that when everyone dies in it.
It's like, oh, it's like the Terminator.
And the Terminator. And every time she's like, you should watch that one. Like, so I love the thought that they are now having, like, movie nights together.
But it was Frozen.
But it was Frozen.
So proud. He's like, it's a movie.
Oh,
it's
that
like
is
Frozen,
so
the movie.
The other thing
freaking
is,
funny.
I love that there was zero reaction from the ice. What are they? Ice monsters?
Yeah, Ice Warriors.
Ice Warriors and the Englishmen. They don't know what a movie is.
They were like, what? And
no, they didn't even react. They just stood there like he was speaking another language, but he was so proud of himself. I thought that was really funny.
I also loved earlier in it when they were at NASA and the doctor says, oh, taking the kids out. Just taking the kids out on an outing.
So what do you think about the very end with Missy? You know, he said, this isn't our agreement. He seemed very concerned that she was in the TARDIS. And he said, you got to go back to your cell. She goes, oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
What did she say? How are you feeling?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
She's like, of course I'll go. You just have to answer one thing. Are you okay?
And then she's kind of scanned him.
What was that about? Is that leading to our regeneration?
Yeah, I have a feeling Missy isn't doing something. Because she seemed, at least I took it this way, in my opinion, she seemed pretty genuine. When she said... Missy. For Missy. Well, Missy can...
Yeah.
I don't know if
said,
genuine and Missy go hand in hand.
Like, she looked at him and was like, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. I think there's a lot of layers to what happened.
Oh, well, always.
I think that she somehow orchestrated that TARDIS.
I did too. I was thinking that from the
Definitely.
beginning, and I said it as we were watching. I said, I wonder if Missy's causing this.
Yep, causing the malfunction.
And then
somehow.
he had to go to her to get her help. She said, oh, of course I'll help you, but you have to let me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something funny going on there.
She played the Eggman there.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there anything else?
I don't have anything. Do you have anything, Mom?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
What about you, Dad?
Monster of the Week is usually pretty easy to get through. We don't have to unpack quite as much. So this was a little quicker episode, but I'm okay with it. I'm ready for the next one. I'm ready to jump right in.
I am as well. Oh, I can't wait.
So, a couple social media things. You can follow us on Twitter at cuckoo4who. Find us on our website, where we also have a Patreon page. We have past episodes. I believe we even have a voicemail in there in the upper right-hand corner. So if you go to southgatemediagroup.com/cuckoo4who, all spelled out, FORWHL, you can find that. In the upper right-hand corner is the voicemail. And let's see, you can send us an email if you want to get in touch with us at southgatemediagroup@gmail.com. And I think that's it. Oh, and we have a Facebook page. So follow us on Facebook and get in conversation with us there as well. We love to get in conversation. So talk to us, especially now that we're going to be going into the new season. We want to hear from you. We want to get some thoughts. We want to have some fun with this season. That's it. I'm done.
All right.
Until next time.
Elonze.